It's actually the controller. Okay. All right. So we are doing the week 11 recap. We had some very big games. We actually had an overtime game as well. Um, so Clemson hasn't responded yet, which I can understand. I mean, that was a heartbreaker. So we're gonna try to go to their game at the end of this scheduling thing here, just in case he respond back. But we do have um, Florida State. They did respond. Very, very good game. Incentive check. We're gonna go ahead and get started with that, and then we'll get started. Newcomers. We have a new user, BYU, and we have BYU. So BYU won't be eligible until the next season. He joined late. I don't even think his team is actually one of the top anyway. Hopefully he understands the rules and be able to get on track. So let's check the incentives and see if we have any questions. Um, UCF already ineligible. SMU on vacation to August 4th. So he's good. He's in the clear. Florida is ineligible. Auburn is ineligible, I think. Make sure. I'm gonna show you guys the list again, the update, because we have so many people that may think they eligible or not. So um, I'm gonna upload that probably around the SEC championship. That way everybody can be on board. So okay, we're talking about Auburn, right? Um, and all ineligibles will roll over for the next year. So this season is pretty much done with. Auburn, where you are. Uh, yeah, Auburn is inact. I mean, Auburn is also ineligible. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and make sure. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Clemson interview probably will be posted tomorrow because he haven't responded yet. Tough loss, man. I can understand why he didn't immediately respond. Arizona State beat Kansas 34-7. We had Nebraska and UCLA. We did interview Nebraska. UCLA is currently, let's see about them. I have so many guys that's ineligible. UCLA is not. So we did interview both of those guys. As we can see, Nebraska won this game 41-16. Taking a look at the turnovers, wow, 0-4 and still, well, yeah, he won 41-16. So let's take a listen to hear what um, Nebraska had to say, and then we'll hear what UCLA had to say. All right. All right, so this is Nebraska.
Going into an environment like the Rose Bowl on the road against a top 25 UCLA team is one of the hardest games, one of the toughest tests we've had on the year so far. Felt like we had to play perfect on offense to even have a shot. Thankfully, in the first half, we got off to a really good start early despite the rain. Emmett Johnson was carrying us on the ground throughout the entire first half. Took a 11-point lead into halftime, I believe. He drove down the field pretty quick, but we made a goal line stand to force a kick, which brought it 21-13. And in the second half, we really relied on Ivy's, our backup running back, our more power oriented back. He had his first 2 carries, I want to say he had 92, 93 yards before he tapered off a little bit more when he started bringing a lot more people in the box. But defensively, we had a game plan, bend don't break, and we wanted to take away all the short routes that he loves to use, the RPOs, anything like that. We wanted to force him into throwing the ball deeper down the field, and it worked out. We got 4 interceptions and kept them under 20 points, which is always the goal because we feel like we can score more than anybody if we keep them under that mark. Thank you, and good luck in the rest of your season, too.
Appreciate you, Nebraska. That was Nebraska speaking out about this matchup. Clearly, it was a very dominant game. Let's take a listen to see what UCLA had to say. Okay, so he sent me an essay. He said, all right, it was a tough one today. Penn State came in and just ran all over us. Hats off to them. Their ground game was relentless. We knew most of their plays. We had the calls scouted, but it came down to execution. And frankly, a lot of that was user error on my part, mixed tackles, blown assignments. It's on us to clean that up. Morale still solid. The guys are disappointed but not defeated. We're heading back to the drawing board, and you might see a new defensive scheme rolled out to shore up that run defense for the rest of the season. We'll learn from this, tighten up, and be ready for the next one. Thanks. So very, very good post-game essay right there from UCLA. So expect a new defensive scheme. It'll be interesting to see what they change going into the next week. USC and Penn State. I didn't interview neither one of those guys. I didn't want to bother neither one. They've been doing back-to-back interviews. USC has been on a 3-4 game losing streak, so I didn't want to pick on him this week. Completely just lack of grit, desire to win. 7 points in the second quarter, 7 points in the fourth. Penn State is still rolling. 21 points in the first half, 30 altogether. I guess they gave USC what they needed. USC was late. He was a little bit, I think, 5-10 minutes late. So they showed up late to the game. So that's what happens when you're not ready to go. Penn State came ready to go. They showed up early. The game was scheduled for 9 to 9:30, 9:15 p.m. Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. Penn State was ready to go early. USC dragged around. He sent some messages on Facebook, and he showed up late, man. He wasn't focused. He wasn't locked in, and then the outcome shows it. 3 interceptions. This is a team that I don't expect to do any winning anytime soon. No disrespect to you. It's just me, Stephen A., giving you my honest take. And we'll see what USC do, but right now it looks like a downside. It looking bad for them. Ohio State won 52-0 against Purdue. Oregon barely won 23-20 against Michigan State. Notre Dame beats Navy 56-0. BYU is a newcomer that's watching you. He won this game 28-21. He actually 4-1 in the conference, but he won't be eligible until the next season because he showed up late. TCU beat Oklahoma State 14-9. I need to make sure I write his name down so I can put it on the list. Duke wins against UConn 24-17. Then we had user. This was a very, very good game. I think Clemson is going to sleep, man. He's not around right now, but I am going to give you guys the Florida State post-game conference. We'll do Clemson post-game. We'll upload it tomorrow. Overtime thriller. It came down to the final possession. Clemson threw an interception at the last minute. Florida State ended up running the ball for a touchdown, complete dominance. So let's take a listen to hear what Florida State had to say about this win.
Yeah, man, I'm having trouble going to sleep after that one. Um, you know, we fucking struggled all damn game, trying to really get anything going. I had nothing going in the run game, and passing, my blocking was struggling. Um, and then turnovers were anything we were building up. We ended up shooting ourselves in the foot with a turnover, with a fumble or an interception or whatever. But we stuck in there, and my guys kept fighting. Big thing was the defense. They kept things close. They gave us an opportunity to continue to play, and as you saw with backs against the wall, Kyle had an opportunity to win the game, and then they came up big at the end of the regulation with an interception, and then in overtime, the first possession with an interception. And like you said, my running back, he had maybe 30 yards all game, and then winds up hitting the game-winner touchdown untouched. That was a good way to celebrate.
Very, very good stuff from Florida State. That running back is Keziah Holmes, senior running back. All game, he was pretty much, well, you can't say he was shut down. I mean, 6.5 rushing average. It's not shut down. They just wasn't giving him the ball. I guess it was just the way of the game, the style of the game. But he came up huge in overtime to win this game. Clemson is, like I say, we will upload his video for tomorrow because he probably sleep. That was a heartbreaker. Losing that game like that, I can understand. Um, Washington beats Northwestern 56-8. Miami beats Syracuse 27-7. Texas A&M beats Missouri 38. Well, no, Texas A&M lost to Missouri 38-23. Wow, very very surprised of this loss right here. Texas A&M just couldn't get anything going. They on a losing slump as well. Um, 3 total interceptions by Marcel Reed. They're not running the ball well. We don't review computer games, but I'm shocked that puts them out of the playoff hopes. Ole Miss beat FCS Southeast 70-7. Georgia beats Mississippi State 56-0. We're actually gonna interview Texas A&M after that one. I ain't see that one. We had LSU and Alabama, completely another very very good thriller. LSU, as I've been telling you guys every week, they know how to win on the road. They're a dangerous team. They won this game 49-7. I did interview both of these guys. I'm gonna play the loser, which is Z the Truth. I'm gonna let you guys hear what he had to say, and then we will see what Mike had to say.
Yeah, it was a tough loss. LSU, pretty good team. We didn't finish where we were supposed to, and we kept them around. We had them up, but like I said, he made some very good plays. Our defense didn't show up like he wanted to. Their early injury to our defensive tackle kind of stunted the blitzing or getting into inside to the QB, so he had all time to do whatever he wanted. But he played a very good game. Came back. I messed up on a couple plays. Bad execution on my part, but great taking advantage of the situation on his part. Took my cap to him. Wish him good luck the rest of the way, and we just gonna try and finish strong.
Yeah, so that was Z the Truth. It's not like he haven't been playing bad games. I mean, all of his games come down to at least a touchdown or less. So he's been a very good guy. Been coming to work, playing his games, scheduling on time. He's definitely eligible for the Stephen A. Smith Award at the end of the year. Let's take a listen to hear what LSU had to say about this matchup. That's Mike.
Yeah, early on, I felt like the defense couldn't get off blocks. We couldn't get any deflections or interceptions, really. There were a couple of times players went after a ball, and it went either kind of through them or the way they attacked the Alabama wide receiver got underneath them or in front of them. So that was pretty frustrating in the first half. Second half, I really thought the defense finally started playing better. I know you let up 42 points. What do you mean your defense played better? It was one of those games where we were kind of holding him, and then he'd get a big play on third down, or he'd get a big play. I'd miss an angle with my safety, and he'd take off with a running back for a big score. So overall, I wasn't really that mad about the way the defense played, especially considering home field advantage. End of the day, it was very, very lucky that I got the win. Z had me dead to rights. He made a beautiful drive to end the fourth quarter, had a field goal, like it was on the hash mark, which we all know how the hash marks do you in NCAA. It's borderline impossible to kick from the hash marks. And luckily he pushed it wide. And then once we got to overtime, I was kind of able to get a sack and put him in that long distance situation where I was able to kind of back off the corners and blitz. So he had to get rid of it quickly, and then the corner undercut it. So we're lucky to get out of Bama with a win, but at the end of the season, we won't look back at that. We'll just look back at the wins and losses. And we got 3 more games left. Hopefully we can get 3 more wins, and that should put us in the CFP. But we've seen people lose to the computer. We've seen some upsets happen between different users. So we just got to keep it pushing and then hope this little ragtag young offensive line can keep blocking for Nussmeier so that I can hit the wrong button a couple more times and get a few more interceptions.
Yeah, so that was Mike right there speaking out about LSU. I agree with him. I mean, this team been playing lights out, 2 interceptions, but look what he was able to do. 502, 6 TDs. I mean, they was just a complete fireworks. If you love offense, that's what you got from this game right here. Both users was pretty much throwing lights out. Just came down to a few turnovers. Overall, it was a great game, great win, the good win on the road. I mean, to do what he did in the air on the road, you guys know how it takes away the throwing icons, and him being able to still capitalize off that was pretty interesting. That was very good. Colorado did beat Western Virginia 43-21. As I said before, the incentives checks have already been done. Nobody is in the bad seat besides Texas. Texas did send me a um, message basically saying, bro, it was like 1200 midnight. I hit the commish as soon as it happened. But if I have to be interrogated, I'm cool on it. Not necessarily. It's not personal. You didn't communicate in these computer threads. And anytime you guys have an issue with that type of stuff, man, just, I mean, communicate in a thread. That's what it's for. That way, if something happens, we can go there and you can get it clear. So it's not personal, but your eligibility won't be picked up until next season. We're final on that. We're already on the new week. And just try to let that be something that is avoided the next year. So this is a college football playoff bracket, top 25. You got Georgia, Penn State, Texas ineligible, but they can still win it all. I mean, you know, Nebraska, LSU, Notre Dame, who's also ineligible, Clemson, Kansas State, Florida, Florida State. So it's looking pretty interesting. You got Ole Miss at number 13, Colorado moving up, Bama still in the top 25. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this playoffs is going to roll. College football playoff, way too early bracket. Right now, you got Boise State, LSU. Oh man, I do not want to be that 12th seed. Florida, Kansas State, North Carolina, Notre Dame, Florida State, and Clemson. And then you got Nebraska, Georgia, Texas, and Penn State if the playoffs was to start today. But it won't because we have conference championships and all that fun stuff. Taking a look at the conferences, speaking of that, in the ACC, you got Florida State, Clemson, who just lost a very big game. And then you also have, and they lost to Florida State, but they're still in the same seating. Then you got North Carolina, Pittsburgh, Virginia Tech, Duke, who's still trying to fight on the outside. We got American, got Navy, UAB, UTSA. Big 12, you got Kansas State, Colorado, Texas Tech, BYU. Big 10 right now, you got Penn State, Nebraska, Washington, Ohio State, Michigan, Michigan State. CUSA, you got Florida International, Jacksonville State. FBS right now, you got Notre Dame, In the MAC, you got Miami University, Central Michigan, and Toledo. MWC, you got Boise State, Hawaii. Pac-12, you got Oregon State. SEC right now, it's the arguably, ain't no arguably in it. It is the equivalent to what it is in real life. Although we've been getting a lot of wins from different conferences, but when you think about just the scheduling and the powerhouse, I mean, just think about it. You got Georgia, LSU, Texas, South Carolina, Florida, Ole Miss, Auburn, Alabama, Texas A&M, Tennessee, Oklahoma. Texas A&M is a team that could potentially be in the top two, top three, but it's just a tough schedule. But right now, you got Georgia, LSU, and Texas pretty much battling that SEC out. In the Sun Belt, you got James Madison, Texas State, South Alabama. So that's what that is. Players of the week, we have Reed Carico, 9 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, 2 interceptions, 1 TD. And then you got Javen Nicholas. He has 10 receptions, 144 receiving yards, 14.4 average, and 4 receiving TDs. Heisman watch right now. Emmett Johnson. So nothing changed. Everybody's the same. Nick Harbor, Kanye Udo, Jeremiah Love, Nicholas Singleton. Nicholas Singleton, if I was to bet the books, I would say he's going to probably win. His odds are high. He's the Heisman, damn near. He's been the Heisman front runner all season, and I don't see that changing any bit, barring injury. But um, that's how that's going to be. We're not going to worry about the award watch list, bowl projections. Um, Taking a look at the recruiting, top classes right now, you got Georgia, Penn State, LSU move back in top five. So let's see what is going on in LSU in New Orleans. I mean, where's LSU in Louisiana? So you have Jerry Merrill, high school kid, 6'1", 222. Obviously, they all from high school. Then you have Rico Littleton, wide receiver from Port Arthur, Texas, 6 foot. He's a route artist. And then you have Spencer Fine, cornerback. He's 5'11", so he's more like a slot corner. He beat out Ohio State, Bama, Penn State, Clemson. And then you have Tony Clemens, cornerback, 6 foot, bump and run type of corner. It's from San Diego, Cali. He beat Washington, Notre Dame, Oklahoma State, Oregon. And then you also have um, Jaleel Edmonds, 5 star, 6'6", 244 per possession. Definitely going to be a key weapon for Mike. Mike loves to throw the ball, and that's definitely going to be something that you can expect for LSU, as you guys can see them beating out teams like Georgia, Texas A&M, USC. I mean, this is a hell of a class right here. Um, then you got Bama. That's Z the Truth. Z the Truth is in there. Let's see what he's doing. 5 star Trevor Madu, Ruben Sanders, 5 star kid, right tackle. He's sitting at 6'7", 314. Wow, a lot of size. So we will see what turns out in recruiting. Once I say we will make the announcement, money pot um, around the conference championship, probably like the last game. It's gonna be exciting, and we're gonna have guys um, when they do get paid for the YouTube credibility. They're gonna announce how much money they got paid. They're gonna confirm it, and there ain't gonna be no BS. Ain't no more of that. Oh, he didn't pay me, or he didn't pay me this. They're gonna be able to tell you guys live how much money they got paid. That's the Heisman winner, Stephen A. Smith Appreciation Award, and what else am I missing? The Heisman winner, Stephen A. Smith Appreciation Award, and the Natty. All three of those guys going to be on YouTube, and they're going to tell you how much they got paid, and they're going to confirm it. And all you guys that have lifetime bans going to sit and look stupid. And we're going to continually do this every year. Georgia and Texas, we ain't going to miss a year neither. Georgia and Texas, we're going to go with Georgia. I think Texas mentality is not um, them to be ineligible. I think it's going to be a big factor in this matchup. And it's not that I just called him out. It's just simple as, we're not going to bend and break rules. And I just think it's going to be too much for him to go into Georgia, at Georgia, and basically playing for free. Who want to play for free? Ole Miss and Florida. I'm going Ole Miss. I do think Ole Miss been winning games. I think it's too late, but I do think that they can win, at least get to a bowl game. BYU and Kansas State, I'm going with BYU. That's watching you. He's in the Madden League from the GFSSL League. I do feel like he will make the playoffs next year, but he won't be able to make it this year. It's just too late. Notre Dame and Pittsburgh, I'm going to go Notre Dame, and that's going to be pretty much it. We'll look at the statistics and see what the stats looking like. See what the stats looking like. I got a good feeling that LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier is somewhere in the top five at the least. Sam Levitt, he's been up top for the pretty much the whole entire season, 71%. Garrett is 72%, 35 TDs, but 17 interceptions. That's something to look out for if you do have to play LSU. You can potentially get some interceptions and maybe you can utilize the clock. Only way I think LSU can be beat is force them to make turnovers and keep the ball away from Garrett. I think you're going to have to be able to keep him on the sideline. Nicholas Singleton, Jeremiah Love is fighting for the Heisman right now. Nicholas Singleton is in the lead, although he's following the yardage, but he has 24 TDs. So that's pretty good right there. Receiving wise, you got Shelton Sampson Jr., Nick Harbor. He's also in the top five for Heisman. Hell of a season, man. He's been playing great football. That kid definitely is special. 6'5", 235 from Washington, D.C. He's a junior, so he'll be back one more year. Cam Michael, freshman receiver, speedster, 6'1", red shirt freshman. Been playing pretty decent for us. Uh, Defense-wise, you have Caden Bailey, Laquan Robinson, Jair Johnson. Sack leader, you got Jamori Robinson, Rasheem Biles. Interception, you got Caden Jenkins, Jaden Bellamy, Jaquan Byron. Kick return right now, you got Cam Barfield. Punt return, you have Cam Michael. We'll look one more time, see if Clemson. Okay, Clemson did give us a post game, so we got a bonus. We got a post game interview that we can go ahead and play. Let's see. So we can see what he had to say about this. This was a very, very good game. I watched it to the end. And we'll get up out of here after that. So let's see what he had to say.
Hey, Stephen A. Yeah, man. Tough way to lose for sure in that one. But at the end of the day, the game didn't matter in a sense because we're going to meet again in the ACC champ game. But of course, I would have loved to have had that. But, when you see a linebacker's, head turned and all you see the back of his helmet, you think your guy's going to be able to make the play. But it just didn't happen today. So we'll be all right. I didn't want to showcase everything today either because I knew we had another game coming up. But the ACC champ game should be a good one. And maybe eventually we'll get Duke in there. But until then, he's probably just going to sit at the bottom of the division.
Very good stuff right there, man. That's going to be definitely part of the thumbnail and the title. He basically sent the message to Duke, as well as this Clemson and Florida State matchup, man. This is going to be a hell of a football game. I cannot wait. Some very, very big games, man. Some rematches. Man, we have a couple more weeks, man, and then we'll get to the conference championship. Like I said before, at the end of the conference championship, we will have our first Stephen A. Smith Mag Dog TV Natty. So of course we're gonna go out with a bang on the first year, and we're gonna try to do the same for the next year. and then Madden to be out, so we want to do something big over there as well. But of course, we want to make this thing special. So I'm excited. I'm gonna sit and watch these guys play, and as we get to like maybe the quarterfinal, semifinal, we may do some like pregame interview and postgame because that's going to be closer to the Natty. And then in the Natty, we'll do pregame and postgame, and we pay them guys immediately. It's no such thing as, hey man, I'm gonna pay you next week. I'm gonna pay you tomorrow. No, you're getting paid immediately after you win. The money gonna already be sitting there waiting on you. You know what I'm saying? So by time the playoffs start, I'm gonna get everybody's Cash App, PayPal. I prefer Cash App, but if you have PayPal, that'll work as well. Um, but I'm gonna have everybody's stuff. And so once the game over with, and it's all zeros, and you win, the money gonna be there. I'm gonna be in your DM asking you how much money do you got, and you're gonna make that announcement, and you're gonna confirm it with wannabe all the people. I'm not even really gonna throw any type of dirt to those people, but some of you out there, man, with lifetime bans, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at one team right now, um, two teams that could potentially win all of this whole thing, but just because you couldn't do the right thing, Texas, just because you couldn't do the right thing. I mean, sometimes you have to be able to, discipline certain people, man. You know, it's just what it is. You have to be able to go by the rules. I hate to see that, but I honestly don't think the people that are ineligible are going to win this whole thing. If they do, they just get a congratulations. But um, the people that are eligible, the money gonna be right there waiting on you. I can promise you that. You ain't got to worry about waiting. So that's pretty much it, man. I'm excited about it. I'm still fighting myself to get into the playoffs and try to win it all. I mean, to say I won the first, very very first in Ncfl. This is the beginning of the journey for the entire dynasty. So to say that I won the very first one would be nice. It definitely would be. The Stephen A. Smith Natty. You know what I'm saying? But looking at these teams, man, it's gonna be hard. I mean, you looking at LSU. I mean, LSU, Florida, Notre Dame is a pretty good team. Clemson, Florida State game, that rematch. Nebraska, I mean, they've been playing lights out. Georgia, Texas, Penn State. So I'm not doubting myself, but I'm just telling you the reality of it, of us beating all those teams is very, very unlikely. But we're gonna definitely fight. We're gonna fight. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That's all I want to say. Get your popcorn ready. Those that didn't make it next year, try to make it, man. Those with lifetime bans, I may think about offering you guys another chance, because I'm not that type of person. I don't like to see people, not have a chance to enjoy life. I'm not, that's not how I receive blessings. So I know some of you, underestimated me. So once you see this Natty go around and you see how legit it is, you may say to yourself, man, I want to be a part of that, but Stephen A. Smith is not going to allow me to. You're wrong. I'm gonna definitely allow everybody to have another chance, for next year, even if you got a lifetime ban, because I'm that type of person. Regardless of exchange words and the general threads, all that stuff. It's not personal. It's just that I want to pay the person that worked hard for it. I want it to feel like you won a national championship. So it would be good, man. You guys definitely be on the lookout for the announcement right after the conference championship. So I say we got how many more? We got. I'm gonna go with the team schedule. We only got like 3 more weeks. I think that's what Mike said. So let's see. We got, well, yeah. Wow. Yep. So we got one, one Oklahoma State. Yeah. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So two buys. So I mean, we really got 2 more weeks. Three. Yep. 3 games, 2 weeks. We go every day damn near. So once we get to where it says conference championships and we get right before advancing, because I'm gonna have a thumbnail made and the information from everybody that's in the playoffs, because we really won't know exactly until after the conference championship, because a lot of teams that's in the playoffs won't be. So then you guys send me your details because I don't want to look for you. I'm gonna send you the cash, and then Heisman is automatically um, winner. So like Nicholas Singleton, that's Koopy. So usually probably after the couple of games we have left, I'm gonna just pretty much let him know. Go ahead and send me your information. I'm not gonna pay everybody until after the Natty, but he can go ahead and give me his information, so I won't be looking for Koopy. And then the Stephen A. Smith Appreciation Award. I got an idea that has nothing to do with whether you are 13 and 0, 12 and 0. You can be 0 and 12. If you played every single one of your games, you screamed every single one of your games, you communicated, played by the rules, you did everything, you didn't bend, break anything, then you have the opportunity to be rewarded the Stephen A. Smith Award. So it has nothing to do with whether you do good or not. So a lot of the guys that are at the lower, some of these guys may not even be in the college football top 25, but that doesn't mean you're not eligible for the Stephen A. Smith Appreciation Award. So it's going to be nice. It's going to be amazing. And I can't wait. I can't wait.